Look, what I'm going to say is this. If you are interested in going on safari, the answer is to not take your kid to the San Diego Zoo and climb into the elephant cage. Like, you want to get up close with the elephants, you go over one barrier and then you climb the elephant fence and then you go into the elephant cage because you want to see the elephant up close and personal with your 2-year-old. And then you're surprised when the elephant charges at you. And then you trip and you drop your 2-year-old, continue running, go, oh, I need to turn around and get my 2-year-old, go back and get your 2-year-old while the elephant is charged at you, and you're surprised that you're now in jail. I'm just not the way to do a safari.
And now, a whole new way to watch radio. The Dennis George Show. Here's your host, Dennis George.
I'm just saying, like, look, I get it. You're at the zoo and you like seeing the animals, but you can see the elephants just fine on the other side of that fence that you can look through. I don't know that people need to be climbing into the deal. Mitch is here.
Hey, what's up? And to be clear, I would not have gone back to the 2-year-old.
Run.
Oh my God. Sam is here. Hi, Sam.
What is up? I just hope the kid fell in a big pile of dung.
Oh, the kid? Oh, you want the father to fall in that.
Not the
He's
kid.
already a pile of shit.
Oh my
You know
God.
the kid was the one that talked him into doing this.
The 2-year-old?
The 2-year-old did this.
Oh. Debbie's here.
Howdy, everybody. I have a great story about that too, but I will wait until we get through introductions first.
You jumped the elephant fence too?
No, it's not. I have a good story, but I'll wait till introductions are done.
All right. Jenny G is here.
I got
Jenny
stories
G.
too. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah,
Pretty
you jump.
good?
Would you jump the fence?
No, but I've been on safari when there were elephants nearby, and a guy told us to get the hell away. But anyway, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, you got a big elephant at you. I mean, what do you? I mean, just
Wait. Hear
Yeah.
my story. Hear my story. So
Yeah.
I have an aunt that lives up in Alaska, and I went to visit my aunt and uncle after I graduated from college. It was a 2-week trip. And a few weeks before we got there, apparently a photographer had climbed over 2 fences to get a really close-up picture of their polar bear whose name was Binky. And Binky grabbed the photographer by the leg, mauled her leg, and took her tennis shoe. And so she got away. But there was a picture in the paper of Binky with hanging onto the laces with the tennis shoe hanging out of its mouth. And I thought, well, you deserve that. And it was
Yeah.
huge. People were calling for Binky to be put down. And I'm like, no,
Yeah.
it's not
No,
Binky's
right.
fault.
There's a reason
Yeah.
why there was a fence.
There were
And if
two
you go
fences.
past a fence, there's an issue. You go past another, that's a bigger issue.
I was amazed. What was it? Maybe 10 or 15 years ago. You might remember this at SeaWorld. One of the trainers was mauled by one of the whales. You know, one of the during one of the shows,
Right.
and they wanted, everyone was so upset. They wanted the whale put to sleep, and I'm thinking, the
You're in
whale
their world.
You got
The
it
whale
right.
did its thing.
Right. You got in the way like that.
Hey,
That's your deal. Like, I don't think that's the whale's issue. That's your deal.
All right.
I'm amazed by this. But this guy, Dad, the other day, he's at the San Diego Zoo and he decides he wants to get up close and personal with the elephants carrying his 2-year-old.
His
like-
2-year-old Sam did not convince the dad.
totally.
Dada.
Dada, closer.
It doesn't matter. It
But
doesn't
I think-
matter. The dad.
I think the guy's really
is-
smart for taking the 2-year-old, all right? Because, I mean, he doesn't have to outrun the elephant. He just has to outrun the 2-year-old.
And this is why-
Mitchell.
And this is why Mitchell will never have children.
Oh,
Debbie, that's only reason 1,300,002
Right.
that I should not have children. All right?
I
Children
could-
are only good with lots of butter.
I could
Do we need to start a list of like
Can we add a little
who to
garlic?
slap at the end of this? And
Listen, can we put a little-
Mitch is
Apologize
down
to
for
the
2
babies.
already.
Can we put a little
Apologize to
garlic in that?
babies.
Little garlic in with that butter? Okay, good.
Dennis, stop.
Little
Stop.
red,
I'm
little
just
red
saying.
pepper flakes,
And
little
some
lemon zest.
crostini. And
No,
some
no, no,
crostini.
no, no. We are not talking talking cannibalism on this show. Move along.
I am with
No.
you.
Just
Although toes are really good with butter. But anyway.
No.
They're so tender.
hey, long as we have a little crostini for dipping in the butter, I'm
Does-
happy.
Does the
I'm
nail
talking
get
about
crunchy
pig toes.
too?
I'm talking about pig toes.
Oh my god.
Move along. Move along.
Debbie,
See Debbie's sanity just evaporating in front of us.
so our last show, we got an email from Tony who was concerned that we had locked Debbie in a closet, and so we had a little mini tour.
Oh,
Uh,
a sign.
for those of you who podcast us, thank you. You could also watch us on YouTube, which a lot of you do as well, and so you can see Debbie does look like she's in a closet of some sort. So we did a little tour last week, but Tony is still convinced that there is a gumball machine behind her. Now, before she moves it close to the camera to solve this, yes, Tony, we get your emails, and we're going to go ahead and
We're
solve
going to
this one.
clarify.
We're
gonna
getting to the bottom of this, Tony.
We are.
Right.
The gumball machine but I have figured out what it is. So just behind her head up top, you see that white box, and it does look like there's a base and then a round globe and then the top, and it looks like it could be a gumball machine. But Debbie, would you do the big reveal?
I will.
Okay, here's
And
what
while
this
she's
is.
doing that, can I just clear up the fact that we have not locked Debbie in a closet. Debbie has locked herself in a closet to
That's true.
protect herself from us.
I've been trying to get Debbie to come out of the closet for years. Okay, so push a little further. See, this
We're
is
going to
it.
apologize to
So
Debbie.
it's a
Thank
fondue.
you, Sam.
It's a fondue machine, which, by the way, I have been, if you don't mind me saying, Debbie, I have been to one of Debbie's fondue parties, and they are fantastic.
Oh, yeah, they are.
Oh my gosh, her fondue parties are amazing, especially
And
when
don't let
everybody
anyone
puts their
tell
sticks
you-
in the sauce.
Listen, this is really important. Don't let anyone tell you any different. Debbie has got all the right equipment. I'm just saying, she has got all of, if there is a woman who is prepared, Debbie is prepared. She is ready for you. If you're looking
True.
for a woman who's got all the right equipment, podcast at DennisGeorgeShow.com, and we will set you up.
Careful.
Oh, I'm sorry. Debbie is
I might be a little scared now.
I think
The
I
way
would
you
be.
say all that.
It's fine. Oh, last week's show, we also talked about the dinosaurs that were in the movie Armageddon, which evoked quite a bit of email. Although we did correct, Sam rightfully corrected us on the show. They were not, as my mind kind of went into, they were not dinosaurs.
Warped.
They were animal crackers, and more specifically, it was one animal cracker, which was the gazelle. So we got animal crackers for everyone. So we'll open this box up. In fact, I
don't have any of those in mind, though.
I was going to say there are no gazelles. So I
gazelle.
think in the movie,
I thought it was a giraffe.
no.
No.
In fact, we posted the clip on our social media channels if you want to see the specific clip with Ben Affleck.
Or you can just go watch the whole movie. You should do it.
The
It's
movie's fantastic. So the animals you get here are a lion, a seal, Sam's favorite, a hippopotamus, a
I want one
koala.
for Christmas.
Right, it's all he wants for Christmas. And an elephant. Now it does say below that, it says more animals inside. Now I've attempted to identify what the additional animals. I know, Debbie, you're pointing there. I don't think those
I'm
are.
pointing at the front of the box because the front of the box does not match the animals.
Oh, so
all
you
of
can
the
get some
animals on the back of the
gorillas,
box,
some
so this is
giraffes, some
I believe
zebras.
we are doing this on the show.
We're doing this right now. I'm looking for
Oh,
the
are we
damn
doing it
gazelle.
now?
Probably,
Yeah.
yeah. So the
I want
I
a
don't
brown-
damn
have
gazelle.
any.
I don't know what this is. Sorry, Denny G. So
I think that was the hippo.
okay.
There's a dangerous animal, the hippos. You want to stay away from them.
Here's
Right.
here's a dangerous elephant.
I got a zebra.
I got a lot of elephants. I just need more 2-year-olds.
I got a polar bear.
Yeah.
Mickey.
So
I
I
got a
didn't even
camel.
care. I
I
just
like-
wanted to eat.
I like that the camels are sitting down so that you
Yeah.
have their head in their two little humps.
Looks like
Oh.
a mountain.
Aw.
I got like a sheep that's the same size as my elephant. Can I just point that out that that's jacked up?
that's not right.
No.
Portions are off.
I mean, that is a ginormous sheep. If it's the same size as the elephant.
I've
No, the
always
elephant's
been
really tiny. The sheep's the right size.
well. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. The thing is, I mean, you want things to be proportionally correct. That's for damn sure.
No.
Um,
really.
I haven't had animal crackers in forever. I don't know that I've ever had animal crackers before, to be honest with you.
Really?
Never?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not
Where
sure.
did
Let's
you
be clear. He's
live?
also never seen a Disney movie. All right.
No. We corrected that
Yeah, we did help
a
fix
couple years
that.
ago.
We did
True or
do,
false?
Yep.
You were over 40 when that happened, Dennis.
That's true. I don't know. When I was younger, I watched the Mickey Mouse Club after school.
Were you a Mouseketeer?
No, but I knew the songs. M-I-C, see you real soon.
A-Y.
K-E-Y. Why?
Oh, because we
Because we like you.
You might have seen The
M-O-U-S-E.
Sorcerer's Apprentice.
What?
You might have seen The Sorcerer's Apprentice.
No, I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, no, we watched that.
Yeah.
Fantasia?
So you definitely have seen that one.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, no. I'm not sure.
Clearly, it didn't stick.
Shout out to AT&T. I sent an email to my dad, and they sent back a thing saying, I thought it was my dad blocking me. They sent back this notice saying your email's no longer valid, and we're not going to let your email through because we perceive your email address as being spam. And so, sorry, you can't write your dad anymore. So I wrote AT&T, and shockingly, they wrote back like it wasn't automated. It was actually a person who said, we got your email and we fixed it. So, and then I emailed my dad right away and it went right through. So
How
hats
do I
off.
enable
Nate.
that feature on my computer?
Right. Really? So apologize to me. So the,
No. Dennis does not go on the list.
fine.
This is his therapy session.
Yeah. So, so that's what I got. What's going on with the rest of you? Anything exciting this week?
Okay, so I have to tell you guys that, and I know I've mentioned this to you all privately, not on the show, but there's a restaurant that opened just a couple blocks away from me. It's a little bar restaurant. Had been opened, closed. It's now reopened with new owners. And I have been there at least once a week for the past month and a half. And a few times it's been more than once a week.
I was just going to say, I don't know that once a week. I think you're being reserved in that number.
No, the first couple weeks it really was only once a week, and then it got a little more frequent.
So it's building.
It's building. It is definitely building.
Do they know you by name?
So much so that yesterday I got called the norm of this particular restaurant.
Awesome.
That's
It's
fantastic.
always good.
Yep.
I'm just waiting for the day that you tell us that you didn't go there for 1 week and they actually like sent somebody to your house.
They
Are you
come
okay?
check on me. Are you all right?
Do you order the same thing all the time?
No, I have been trying really hard not to order the same thing, and I've only duplicated my order once in the multitudes of times that I've been there because first of all, I love it. It's just a great little place, really cute. I love the way they did the inside of it. And I felt that in order to truly speak to the restaurant, I had to try a plethora of their menu options.
Yeah.
So they changed the menu within the first 3 weeks of me going there. So the third time I went there, I was looking at the menu and I had friends with me and I was like, oh, they changed the menu. This came off and this is da 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 da. And when the waitress came over, who knows me, when she came over, she started to say what had changed. I was like, no, I've already told them all that. Yeah, no, I've already told them what's new here. It's fine.
You'll have to give us periodic updates. I know I've seen a few of the photos and their food looks really good.
It
Yeah.
is fantastic. But yeah,
But-
it's fun to, I think the appeal is, first of all, it's within walking distance. And second of all, because I've been cooking so much at the house,
Yeah.
it's so
We're all
nice.
dying. We're all dying to get out, for sure. Our couple in France that writes us with some regularity, you might have remembered quite a few episodes ago, sent us a list of French things that are truly French and corrected us.
I remember that.
We get relatively regular email from them. And she was telling me a couple days ago, they're locked back down completely. So
Oh,
I
Ew.
feel bad for a lot of folks in a lot of our listening countries that are locking completely 100% back down again. So, but Debbie, good that you're getting out and supporting local for sure, and local
Oh.
restaurants as well. Hey, we've
I
got
have
a
an
really
I have an
Oh.
update on my coffee shop.
ooh.
I don't know if
Okay.
you remember, but I was having issue with getting the correct change back.
Can we do it right after the break?
We can.
Okay, stick around for Sam's coffee shop update. He's going to fill you in. Stick around. We'll be right back.
The Dennis George Show continues after this.
Hey everyone, I just want to talk to you real quick about something I've been working on lately. It's called the Michelle Obama Podcast. I can't wait for you to listen. In this first season, I'm going to be talking with some of the people I'm closest with. My mom, my brother, my friends, my colleagues, and many others. We'll be discussing the relationships that make us who we are. We'll be talking about the challenges and the joys of being a parent or a spouse, the friendships that help us through the toughest times, or the growth we experience when we lean on the colleagues and mentors around us. What I love about these conversations is that they're topics and issues that we're all dealing with no matter what's going on. Whether that's a global pandemic or a nationwide reckoning with race. My hope is that this podcast can be a place for us to sort through the questions that we're all trying to answer, a place to open up and be a little vulnerable and have some fun along the way. And most importantly, I hope this podcast sparks ideas and topics that you can open up with within your own circles. Maybe it'll inspire you to have some conversations with loved ones that you've been meaning to have. So, I hope you'll join me for the Michelle Obama Podcast. Episodes start July 29th. Listen for free only on Spotify.
The views expressed on Dennis George Show
Are not our own or anyone else's.
Listen at your own risk, and we cannot be held responsible for your ears burning, bleeding, or ringing, or the blurred eyesight.
some things you will not be able to unhear or unsee, and for that,
You are warned.
Do not try anything we suggest or talk about at home, work, or in your car.
A reminder, there are no rules, and our show is intended for mature audience only.
or at a minimum,
Those over your state's or country's legal age of consent.
Any experiments
Jobs, skills, or sexual positions suggested
and or recommended
are for comedy purposes only and should not be tried without supervision.
or a spotter.
safety word or phrase,
Is recommended in advance of trying anything
Any
new.
medical advice
or comments that seem like medical advice,
should be reviewed with your own doctor.
or at least.
Check it on Google like we did.
Thank you, and good luck.
And now, back to the Dennis George Show.
Can't do it.
Little cleaning up housekeeping from the last segment. So Tony, to finish up your email about Debbie's closet, it's not a bubblegum machine, it's a fondue set, which comes with the burner and then the pot up top and then the sticks that go in there. And Debbie, if I don't want to,
They're called forks. They're
Forks.
fondue forks, not
fondue forks. I don't want to give away too much, but Debbie has several of these different kinds of fondue, 3 of them, because when we had a fondue party, if you don't mind me saying, she had one set up with oils, so you could do
meat
meat, so you could do beef and you could do chicken
and taters.
and potatoes, and it was fantastic.
Haters.
And then the other one was cheese, and you could do crostinis and bread chunks, which was fantastic. And then the third one was chocolate, and so she had different fruits that you could, and also had they were like biscuits or biscotti or something you could dip in the chocolate. What was it that was going in the chocolate again?
We had angel food cake.
That's what it was.
Yeah, marshmallows. Those were the 2 other non-fruit that I can remember.
Yeah. So just to kind of clear that up, Tony, and we look forward to your next email about the tour of Debbie's closet. Might become
Debbie's panic room.
Might become a segment. Yeah, absolutely. Sam was telling us a couple episodes ago, we were talking about Sam's coffee shop, and before you tell us your new update, refresh our memory as to what we were talking about before.
I would first like to say thank you for teaching us how to use a fondue set and dipping, because I forgot how to do that. And while I was at the coffee shop, they always forget to give me change correctly. So I've tried to make it easier so they can give me the correct change back. And it's continued and it's getting worse. So the other day, I usually would just give them like 11 cents. It's 60 cents is my total. So I always bring them like 11 cents so I can just get a nickel back. So I was like, well, I ran out of dimes or whatever. So then I was like, okay, well, I'll do a quarter with a penny so I can get 2 dimes back. And now they're giving me 1 dime back.
You think if you gave him exact change, he'd give you change back?
Well, that's the.
I know, as hard as you're working to just
I
get
know.
those dimes
I know,
back.
but whenever you run out of pennies, then you got to get some pennies. Whenever you run out of nickels, you got to get some nickels. Right?
Sam,
So I'm breaking this system down.
I
They
don't
would
think-
not make it in Europe at all.
But I don't think you're running out of nickels and dimes and pennies. All right. In fact, I know you're not because I've got a video of you counting all of it.
That's not the point. They wouldn't make it in Europe because that's all they have is change.
But
Yeah.
you have a kitchen table that's literally like 4x8. That was just full of stacks of coins.
I might hoard my change. Fine.
Well, Sam, keep us posted on that for sure as your saga of your coffee shop exploits continue. Debbie, top 10 list for this week. What do you have for us?
Oh, is it my turn already?
Yeah, we're up.
Uh-oh.
Wait,
Yeah.
I gotta scroll. There was a lot of verbiage before it. Okay,
Well, while you're doing, you ready?
no, go ahead. If you what
Oh,
were
no,
you?
I said while you're doing that. So you asked earlier, what we all did. I got my first COVID shot this last week.
Oh, how'd
Friday.
that go for
Oh,
you?
yay.
Went really well.
Good.
It was all in your car, just drive through and
Yeah.
they verify you
Was
and
your
then they
arm a little
stick you in. You
sore?
wait 15 minutes. Yeah, it wasn't at the time, but it a little sore
Yeah.
now, but nothing, no big deal.
Yeah.
Good.
Good.
Yeah, we hope that everyone out there gets it. I know that in a lot of
Mm-hmm.
places are still struggling with being able to get it, and I know that parts of Europe are suspended again in terms of
Yeah.
even giving them out.
Yeah.
So we hope that everyone gets them soon for sure. Debbie,
Well, we're
top
trying
10.
to give you
What-
some entertainment.
Yeah, for sure. Debbie, what do you have?
They can listen to the show while they wait in line to get their COVID shot.
Yes,
There you
it's
go.
True.
Ta-da!
It's true.
There you go.
Okay, the top 10 list is top 10 things that Americans do that we don't necessarily realize is weird to the rest of the world.
Oh,
Oh, I like
Oh.
this.
A lot of stuff.
I think we're going to end up apologizing to a lot of countries here, Sam.
Well, I mean, let's be
Yep.
1,000% honest. There's probably way more than this top 10 list. This just
Right.
happens to be the top 10.
You think?
Yeah.
So number 10 is jaywalking. So in most countries, most European countries in particular, they don't necessarily have designated areas where you can cross streets. They just cross streets. But in America, we normally have crosswalks where pedestrians are legally allowed to cross the street. And if you do not cross within the crosswalk, then you are jaywalking, which technically is against the law, and you can be ticketed for jaywalking.
I've never ever gotten a ticket. And
Yeah,
I
I've never-
jaywalk all the time. I live in a
Right.
city. I always lived in a
Yeah.
city.
And I'm not sure that any of the policemen out there really write tickets for jaywalking, but the law is still on the books, so
Right.
technically they could.
some states are a lot more radical is the right word about that. California, I know, is very, very strict about jaywalking and does issue tickets. I know folks in California have told me that they've gotten tickets in California for jaywalking, and they're very specific. You must cross at the intersections where the lines are indicated and that sort of thing.
Now, New England actually is kind of a little bit different the other way, is that if they actually take an approach that's very similar to what I've actually seen in the Netherlands, which was that if a pedestrian's crossing the street, they have the right of way at all times. All right. And I mean, I know in the Netherlands, like if you're a car and you hit a bicyclist or if you hit a pedestrian, you're at fault. The car's at fault. Like no questions asked. And
Yeah.
I love that policy.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was in the Netherlands, I mean, there's very much a hierarchy of who had the right of way, and it was, the pedestrians and the bicyclists first. And
Yep.
and that was just fantastic.
At some points, it is a little bit in the Netherlands, because I experienced this, that the bike has a little bit more right of way than the pedestrian walking, because I about got ran over. I literally turned and it was right in front of my face, the bike. And I was like, it was scary. I almost
Yeah.
died.
Yeah.
I think I remember like grabbing the back of your shirt, like, nope,
You did.
only I wouldn't have pulled instead of pushed.
Well, hindsight's 2020, Mitch. Hindsight's 2020.
No, hindsight's 2021. All right, 2020 sucked.
Or 2010. It's a better vision.
All right. Number 9 is knowing drug names. Now, I'll be the first to tell you, I know a lot of drug names, and a lot of them come from the fact that the drug companies advertise on TV in America.
Right.
So we get a lot of advertisements that have a bunch of drug names. So we in America definitely are inundated with drug names, whereas people in other countries don't necessarily know all of the drugs
Right.
like we in America do.
Right.
Well, I think it's because too Americans take a lot of drugs. Like I don't take any drugs at all. So I heard the names, but I have no clue what the drugs are for. So I think if you take the drug, you know, yeah, I know what that is. But
I
we're
have
a
a
drugged up country.
Well, I have a family member who went through what I like to call the episode a few years ago. And so I always check up and say, all right, do you have the card that has your medication on it? You know, how much you're taking, how often you're taking it, you know? And so for people that need the medication, I get it. And so I've learned a lot through that process and knowing what they're on and what they're taking. So it's been, I have a whole new level of understanding for some medications now that I didn't have before, because
Like I know most drug names. Like I know what K is, and I know what you know,
Aspirin
Oxy is, and meth.
we
know,
were actually
We're talking about different
we're
drugs,
talking
pharmaceuticals, not
Oh,
not yeah,
not bathtub.
oh. All right.
not
But actually, I think we're better for it for knowing the drug names, right? Because I mean, you can look it up on your own. All right. I mean, like if you're having a weird side effect of it, you can then right there on your phone or your computer, your laptop, whatever, look up the drug and see if it's a side effect. Whereas, you know, if you go to the doctor in 6 months, you might forget that you had literally this one-off weird side effect.
See,
Yeah,
Mitch,
you
I
can
think
look
you're
it up
onto
on
something.
you can look it up on WebMD and figure out how many days you got left to live.
See, I
Right,
think
and then
you all-
diagnose yourself with cancer, right?
I think you all are onto something here, because when I was younger and I liked to play doctor, I could never look up stuff. Now I think the younger people have a real advantage because they can actually look stuff up when they play doctor, and they can actually be much like, okay, come over here, Annie. 'cause
Apologize to
it's-
doctors.
No, let me finish. Because here's the thing, you can
I
actually
don't know who to
found-
apologize in all this.
Well, let me finish. If you're on the playground and you're like, hey, it's time for your proctology exam, you can actually know what you're doing because you Googled it. So I think
I'm
this
going to
is a real,
apologize to children.
I think this is a real game changer for people who are younger.
Dennis.
Yeah.
I want to tell you that this particular little dialogue that you've gone on is not making you look good. So you should probably stop now.
I'm talking about when you're in 4th grade.
No, I think
It's even
you
worse.
should still stop. I think you should still stop.
Yeah, no,
Fine.
apologize to doctors, apologize to proctologists.
Yes.
Number 8.
Yeah.
Number 8 is tipping.
Yeah.
Tipping in America is a wage subsidy. So our servers are not necessarily paid a full wage. They are paid a partial wage because they're expected to make up the rest of their wage in tips. So it's very different in America than it is in a lot of other countries because they don't have that set up for their servers. So they're not getting a sort of a partial wage and expected to make it up in tips.
And
tips.
it's
'Cause they pay
considered
a
rude
meaningful
overseas to tip, isn't it?
There are some areas where it is considered rude to tip. Yes.
Yeah.
And isn't it true also that some folks have the belief, and in other countries too?
Dennis, I'm not going to lie. I'm scared to let you talk at this point after that.
Good call, Debbie.
I gotta be honest. Is this
Tip.
be okay, or I'm going to have to slap you? I need to know.
No, we're good. We're
Okay.
good. So,
Okay.
So he
but
says.
some places tip. Now you got me. Now you got me worried about me. Some people tip when only on exceptional service, as opposed to simply doing a good job, which is your job. Now, my belief is, especially in America, tip always, and
Yeah.
20%, just right out of the gates. Now, there are times though, if I get service that is really, really poor, like just absolutely poor, and it's so obvious it's poor, I will tip a very small amount. But I usually do always tip something. I mean, it's true.
And what do you
Yeah.
consider as a tall amount, a small amount at that point? Do you do 15% or do you do 10%?
Maybe 10%. Now I'm talking really poor service. Like
Yeah.
I don't even know. I
Like,
don't
didn't
even.
show up at all.
Yeah.
Didn't ever fill up your drinks.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it's got to be bad service, and the restaurant has to be empty for me to give up anything
Yeah.
less than 5%. If it's bad service and the restaurant's packed, I'll still give 12, 15% simply just
Absolutely.
because the restaurant's packed, right? I mean, they're doing their best, but I mean,
Agreed.
also to Debbie's point, like when I was in Europe, I was traveling with my family, and we were a group of I think 8 or 9, and that included four kids, 5 if you count my mother.
Yeah.
And
All of
so,
which survived the trip. For any of you who are scared for the
Apologize to
children that
Mitch's
traveled with
mother.
Mitch.
but I mean, like when we went to restaurants like in France, that's not the typical thing in France. Is kids don't usually go to those restaurants.
Correct.
And so even though they don't tip, I would actually tip because I'm like, you were not prepared to deal with 4 kids. We're American. We might have come off as uncouth.
Right.
I just want to, thank you for dealing with us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna move along. Number 7 is flying flags, and all it said was putting flags everywhere. We're kind of a proud nation. We kind of like our flag, so I
I got a
There's a
pirate
flag-
flag
there's a-
out in front.
Right. There's a flag for everything. Sports teams and everything. Everyone's got a flag.
And I change my flag regularly on my
Let's
residence.
be real. Let's be real. You let your freak flag fly.
I don't even know what the freak flag is. Tell us, Dennis.
I
What
do.
is the freak flag?
Just whatever you're feeling for that day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, number 6, the use of freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior to describe our years in high school. I think that most European countries actually use the year of school that you're in. So I'm in 7th year, I'm in 8th year, I'm in, whatever it happens to be. Now there could be others. I just feel like I know that I've heard that for some areas.
You're like first year.
We call them grades.
First year high school, first year. High school is secondary school over there. It's like first year primary school is like 1 through 6.
Right.
And then secondary school is 7th through 12.
Right.
Right.
So in America, our 4 years of high school, which is our basically, what is it, 9th and 10th year? Our
9,
10th
10,
year,
11, 12.
counting kindergarten, it would actually be our 10th year in school.
Right.
But our first year in high school is freshman. The next one is sophomore, and then junior, and then senior.
Some schools split that up now, though. They have secondary schools.
Mhm.
It's not true throughout all the United States.
True.
And Debbie, these are things that we do in America that aren't necessarily done in other countries.
Correct. That are considered weird to other countries.
Yep.
So number 5 is needing to sign the check on a credit card receipt. We still do that in America. We still do
Yep.
that.
Yep.
A lot of places haven't done that for a few years. Number 4 is needing to flag down a server or not needing to flag down the server. So in a lot of other countries, going out to eat is a long process. In America, usually you go out to eat, it's 1 hour, 2 hours, ish. And
that depends upon your company.
yeah, it depends
Yes.
depends upon the company, it depends on what you're doing. I
Right.
know that we have been out 3+ hours at restaurants before having a great
Easy.
time. But we don't usually, they're turning tables. They're trying to
Right,
get more
yeah.
business in. So yeah. And number 3 is having long elections. Our elections seem to go on. And what it
Yes,
should
forever.
actually say, it's not long elections. It's the process leading up to the elections.
Correct.
Yeah.
Everything that they do.
Primaries and what has become now the 6 months before the primary.
It'd be nice
Yeah.
if we did it like Great Britain.
It's campaigning. It's the campaigning that I think is very, very different.
Yeah.
Number 2, putting bumper stickers on your car.
Oh my, that's so true. Americans put bumper stickers all over the place.
Not all Americans do that. Not all.
Some look really cool though, the way that they put them on and design it.
Yeah, I think some actually do it very purposefully.
Oh yeah.
All right. Number 1 is getting weirded out by nakedness. And that's all I'm going to say about that one. I'm not reading what came with that.
Yeah, but
That's true,
Americans do get weirded out by that. That's true. Yep.
We are as a people, we are a bit more sensitive to nakedness than
We're more puritanical.
Yeah,
Much more.
sensitive isn't maybe the right word, but yeah, definitely
we're prudes.
uptight.
hmm
Yeah. for
Everybody
sure,
should
uptight.
spend a year at a nudist colony.
Sounds
Oh,
good.
Hey,
might change your
Get over it.
I get cold way too quick.
They've got them in the tropics.
Cold has got some advantages, Debbie.
Oh God.
Apologize
to
again,
Debbie.
Dan.
Detox your body.
Apologize to
Apologize again.
Debbie.
I'm gonna apologize to women.
It helps detox your body.
After the break, we're gonna do some weird news. Stick around.
Find us online at DennisGeorgeShow.com.
Hey there, catch us 24/7 on social media. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Good Pods. On Alexa and Google Assist, say, play Dennis George Show podcast.
If you have a question or comment, send us an email at podcast@DennisGeorgeShow.com. Or if you're just looking for a date. If we read your question or comment on the show, we'll send you a Dennis George Show t-shirt. That's podcast@DennisGeorgeShow.com. Now back to the show.
So you know that a lot of people with the pandemic and really just in general, a lot of folks are using Zoom and other meeting software that you can do by video. And a widget is something that gets added on to if you have a program or a website. A widget is an add-on to that website. Did I get that right, Debbie?
What? I'm sorry.
Okay.
You're fine. You're fine.
You were making a face like maybe I wasn't getting that right.
No, you're fine. Continue.
Okay. All right. Anyway, so there's a new widget for Zoom called Zoom Escaper. And Zoom Escaper, while you're in a meeting, allows 8 different effects that stream directly into your microphone and into that meeting that is heard by others. So you can actually create additional sounds within your meeting. For example, a weeping man. These things are maybe designed to help get you out of your Zoom meeting. So it'd be like a weeping man, an echo, a crying baby. I like that one. That one's pretty good.
Barking dogs.
Barking dogs is good because you're like, oh, I gotta go. Someone's at the door. I gotta go.
I was on a Zoom call last night and I accused somebody of having that app because they had dogs barking a lot.
Right. See? And even the sound of urination. Now, I'm not sure that
That's
one.
very worrisome.
Yeah, I'm not sure that one is one that you want to be. I know
that's actually like my top fear is that I'm on a Zoom meeting with work and I've got meetings back to back to back to back to back, and they don't care about your personal time.
Right.
And so, I mean, there are times where I'm like, y'all are coming with me.
Yeah.
And normally that's a no zone for me. But I'm
Thank
just like,
God for mute.
Apparently,
I double mute myself on those.
Zoom crashing has also become a big thing. There's actually social media accounts and channels you can go on to find links of other people's Zoom meetings, and you can actually join meetings of strangers. And this is starting to happen where people are crashing into other people's Zoom meetings, and pulling pranks on the meeting, showing up in their meeting naked. I mean, it's a whole new thing.
So this happened right at the beginning of the pandemic too, because when schools started using Zoom, there was somebody that was crashing into a class meeting and actually drawing inappropriate pictures and doing inappropriate things with the kids on the call. So that's not new.
Well, originally, a lot of schools didn't really understand that they should send out a passcode to the kids. They were just sending the link, and the kids were then sharing the link around, and other people would get it. Now schools have gotten a little wiser and said, okay, we're going to track who's joining the meeting.
It down.
You got to have the passcode. But there's still a lot of public Zooms that are out there, whether it be city council meetings, your city government that are having public meetings, and they're not quite, how do I say it properly? They're not up to speed on all the protocols to protect who gets to see what and who gets to come into the meeting. And so there's a ton of stuff out there.
But that's a challenge there for those particular forums because they are supposed to be public meetings.
Right.
Yeah.
That becomes a bigger challenge.
Right.
I actually attended a Zoom adoption. It was fantastic. Yeah.
Who adopted you?
I'm still in the closet, Mitch. Nobody adopted me.
Oh my God, that's hysterical. maybe it was Tony. Did Tony adopt you?
Nobody adopted me. I'm
Okay.
an
Will,
adult.
will
people.
Tony be her daddy?
Right. Careful, we're gonna get an email from Tony.
Another apology to Tony this time.
Oh, Tony, you've hit the big time. You made the apology list.
You made the apology
Yeah,
list. Welcome to the show,
Tony.
Tony.
Right, that's fantastic.
You know you made it when you make the apology list.
Google has come out with a new thing called Nest Hub. Nest Hub. The tech firm unveiled a new device that will do motion tracking to monitor movements and breathing patterns while you sleep. This is a new feature Google intends to offer for free through this year. It relies on a new chip called Soli, which uses radar detection to detect motion in your bedroom. The data collected can be used to understand sleeping patterns and how they change over time.
Sure. Now
and
invite
also-
Google into your bedroom.
Also, this is great.
You already have Alexa in there.
This is great. No, this is great. Google will also make suggestions on how you can sleep better. Now, there's a whole lot of questions I have for this.
Have you thought of taking off your clothes so you could get a good little cooler?
That's right. That's right. Or have you tried the downward dog? I mean, I could see coaching. There's a whole lot of additional.
Your heart rate is increasing. I think you should relax a little.
First question, Dennis. What is your definition of downward dog?
I don't think that I need to be saying that. I'm just saying.
No, come on.
Okay.
Tell us what downward dog is.
No. Yeah, tell
If
us.
Yoga
you combine-
position.
It's a yoga position. That's right.
That's
If you
good
combine,
enough answer.
thank you, Denny G, for the rescue. If you combine Siri, which is the voice, and you combine Soli, which is the Nest Hub, I think the two of them, this could be marketed as a sexual aid as well, because I think they could coach you along the way. I mean, this could be
Maybe
a-
they could have internet sex together.
this is
Theory
good.
and the hub.
But it also
yeah,
knows.
baby.
Hubba, hubba, hubba.
But
Debbie, how do we form a breakout room right now for you and I to just go in and have our safe space?
Where are we going?
All right.
Where's our safe space?
You know it's messed up when Debbie and
We're gonna
I
apologize to
all right.
Google.
want to go into a
Yes.
safe space together.
How
all
about
right?
this? How about this? You know how a lot of people are starting to hook up and stuff, and they bring a stranger home to their house. Wouldn't it be great if Siri and Soli got together and helped you with your morals? And so someone walks into your bedroom like, "Who's this trick you brought home?" Like they could start talking. To
Yeah.
you. Like,
No, the only way it would be better
Are
would be
you
like
sure you should be here?
is
right?
if it's like, this is the fourth person this week. That's the only one. All right.
Oh my God, that's fantastic. By the way, it's
You've
available.
hit a new record for the week.
Yeah. Congratulations, you closed your
Your
rings.
bedtime, your sex time is up 50% from last week.
Challenge one of your friends to a sex challenge.
Oh, we
Your
can
Apple
keep
Watch
going. We
thing.
can go
Oh, yeah.
all day
We
long
should
with
go.
these.
Oh yeah.
Orgasm
The,
tracker.
Right there, you go. The Google Nest Hub runs $100, so not very bad. But they're saying too that there's going to be a lot of medical uses for this because it's sleep observation and those sorts of things. So who knows, man? It is getting a little creepier that now there's radar that could be used in your house. You know, they could expand that to things like, I noticed you haven't vacuumed lately. Maybe your house is getting dirty. Like you could the AI in your Amazon Alexa could start coaching.
But I mean,
you.
Dennis, what if they could with that get to the point where it's like, I've noticed that actually you have really bad allergy, like you always put allergy medicine on your shopping list. And I've noticed actually that the air particulates have gone up in the house.
Oh.
You should change
Bad
your air
breath, don't
filter.
brush your teeth.
Yeah, you should vacuum the house. All right. then it's, also with this bedroom thing that they have, you can probably, I actually do have a Google Nest, the thermometer in the house, and I do have trouble sleeping, and I would actually love it if this thing would actually notice like, oh, I'm starting to toss and turn more. Let's turn the temperature down 2 degrees.
Yeah, and it could even say to that effect, but also I noticed that your floor is dirty, so I'm going to launch Roomba automatically. I'm going to adjust the temperature. I'm going to turn on your air filter. I mean, it could start really being smart automation.
Well,
I mean-
thank God I have a Roomba, because if I didn't, then she's just telling me I need to do chores, and that would just tick me off.
Get
I
your
mean,
ass
have
out
you
there
seen
and-
the dishes?
He's just nagging at that point.
Can you
He's
smell
just
that?
Nagging.
You might want to do the dishes.
What if it also gets to the point where it's like these things can tell that you had a heart attack in your sleep
Right.
and it calls the hospital for you?
That's true. You're
All
right.
right.
Those are good. If you live alone, you're right. These are all that's great uses, actually. Yeah. I noticed you haven't moved in 5 minutes. I'm calling the ambulance.
Are you rethinking your take on this now, Dennis?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sure. I mean, I have home automation, so I don't have any issue with any of this stuff. I think it's
Why don't
fantastic.
you get that stuff and give us a report?
I will. I get into arguments with
I'll do it.
with Alexa all the time, so it's fine.
Your Alexa doesn't like you.
No,
But Dennis, here's the
doesn't
thing.
listen. She doesn't
You don't win the arguments with your Alexa.
No,
We all get into arguments with Alexa. We just win them.
she
I don't
doesn't.
use
She
it.
doesn't. She
I don't
doesn't
get
listen.
any arguments.
She doesn't listen very well. Hey, would you all live on the moon?
No.
This is a big question. So money has come out with how much it would cost for there to be residents on the moon, and they say that it's going to be $325,000 a month to live on the moon. And they're hoping that within 30 years or so, people will actually be able to habitate on the moon and live there.
I think they're going to need to raise the minimum wage a lot so people can afford it.
Yeah, why would you go?
I mean, let's be clear.
With that kind of money, you could buy 40, 50, 60 acres and build your palace,
Yeah.
Well, with that in mind,
You could help poverty here.
That's a really fair question, you all, because here's the thing. If you have the $300,000 a month to live on the moon, I want to know who's going to be dropping the fries at the McDonald's on the moon. Because the people who are paying $300,000 aren't the ones who are actually going to be doing the hard work. I'm just throwing that out there. Let's be real about it, right? So you're going to have to figure out how you're going to make that work. I'm just saying.
There's
Clearly,
a
they're
lot
gonna
you have
have
to
Bitcoin.
make out work, all right, to live on the moon. And money is so far down the line.
Right. That's true. Yeah,
It
absolutely
seems
right.
like it's a waste of time to go try to figure all that out.
Well, people are saying though
the
they
math
need to,
and how much it's going to cost. Yeah, it's really stupid.
well, but people are now buying tickets to go into space.
That's a different story. They're coming back. They're not going anywhere.
Well, we
You
hope
Just
they're
going
comes
into
back.
suborbit. That's all.
Depends
they're
on if
doing.
they're getting on the X-10 rocket or not, whether they come back.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. I mean, let's hope they come back.
They're working through that, Dennis. They're working through that. It'll be fine. It'll be fine when they actually put people inside. It's fine.
It's true. NASCAR officials have started using trained dogs to detect COVID-19 among their essential personnel. Their first use of this was at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. The procedure will be deployed on a trial basis as a potential first line of defense. So I guess if you're starting to walk up to the gates of the Motor Speedway and this dog comes growling and charging at you and takes you down, aha, he's got COVID. I'm like,
Dennis,
I don't
that's
think
not
that's the
how,
way that works.
That's
Oh.
not how that works.
Oh, that's
Not
not
at
how
It's
that
all
more
how
like
that
an
works.
indicator, like the dog
Oh.
sits.
oh,
Yeah. So this is like a lab instead of a lab.
Yes.
You're so
Double
funny.
entendre.
You're welcome. Double entendre. Double on.
We might need to
Apologize to
apologize
Mitch because
Mitch.
I like that joke.
It was a good joke, actually. I take
Wow,
it back.
I made the list. Dennis, you're being really bad today. I was able to
am
say
not.
that 2-year-olds taste great, and I still made the apology list.
Yeah, right.
As long as there's garlic butter, that's what we agreed on. But I do think that I don't know. I mean, that is smart. Dogs are incredibly. How many they say that they can sense? Like their smell and senses are like 1,000 times better than humans,
So
right?
typically,
Yeah,
it's typically a dog. They say can smell each individual person in
Right.
New York City and know the difference.
Dogs have
Phenomenal.
individual smells. They don't. It's not a combination. Never smell a combination. It's each individual smell is separate from them,
Right.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's
which is why they can track people.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic. I think we're going to see a lot of innovation when it comes to healthcare and COVID and all those kinds of things. Obviously, those things are all super important for sure.
And just to reiterate, the dogs that are doing this will not growl and jump on you. I just am going
Or
to put
bite
that out
you
there.
or
bite
any
you.
of that.
Just to make sure nobody walks away thinking Dennis was correct in how the dogs would react if you.
Right.
I mean, they might bark at you.
Yes.
All right, but they won't get up in your face. They will like as Debbie and Sam said, they will sit down. They might give a bark. It's
Thanks
not
for
meant
the
to be-
clarification.
It's not meant to be an aggressive
welcome.
or mean bark. It's just, someone's at the door bark.
Typically, they just sit like
Yeah.
they do with drugs. They just sit there
Yes.
by the person.
Right.
Yeah. If they're going to sit for a drug dealer, they're going to sit for the COVID person.
Two things we're going to do after the break. We're going to talk about Craigslist a little bit, and then we've got a few listener emails. Stick around.
The Dennis George Show continues after this.
Check out our YouTube channel. It's a whole new way to watch radio, where you can find each episode of our show. Just search Dennis George Show. Like us and subscribe. See you there.
Hey, this is Mitch from the Dennis George Show. If you have a question, comment, new sexual position, things I should do with Dennis's mom, or looking for a date, or even looking for a date with Dennis's mom, send us an email at podcast@dennisgeorgeshow.com. If we read your question or comment on the air, we'll send you a t-shirt. That's podcast@dennisgeorgeshow.com. And now, back to the show.
So Craigslist has been around for a long time. Craigslist, available everywhere, really, other countries as well. And it's a great forum for buying and selling, finding a job, help wanted, Curb Alert, which I learned what that was like 10 years ago, which is if you've got something that you want to give away, instead of throwing it away, allow it to be reused. You can actually put something on your curb, do a Curb Alert, like I've got a free dresser or a desk I'm not using or
Can you
something.
put people?
And you put Curb Alert. Maybe, Sam. That's really funny. But
There's
one of the things,
misconnections.
This husband is no longer needed.
right?
That Curb Alert thing is not a good idea. Somebody dumped a bunch of junk in the lot behind my house, and they did a Curb Alert, and there was just all kinds of people back there for one item.
Right.
Oh,
Fucking
It's,
crazy.
it's called a pop-up rave.
Yes.
Right.
Sorry, Danny, that's my bad.
So so Craigslist, before really a lot of the personals websites got going and the personals apps, a lot of people were using Craigslist as a form of meeting people and dating and connecting up and hooking up. That was a big thing.
Prostitution.
Craigslist and prostitution. Craigslist had to crack down, and so they removed all of the personal bulletin boards of their site. So you couldn't go on and do like looking for a date or this kind of person I'm looking for. And there's all different kinds of categories that they had. They deleted all those. Those channels are gone. So Craiglisters have gotten innovative in creating new messaging within existing forums in order to post personals ads. So I thought I'd read a few of them to you because they're kind of funny and see if you think that these are really so in the odd jobs plumbing section.
gosh.
Oh,
this,
Jesus.
this
Oh,
ad
Jesus.
this
Add
ad
plumbers right now.
Warning label. Warning label.
this ad was posted sub bottom looking for side work. So
Right.
that's the title of the ad. It says, if anyone needs their tools cleaned or has any work for a sub to do, I would love to help you out. We'll clean multiple tools at once.
Should be
Feel-
in the farming
feel-
section under hoe.
Right. Feel free to contact me for more info. I thought originally maybe sub was like a subcontractor.
No,
I don't know.
I don't think in this case.
Not in
no.
plumbing
May
section.
not be what that means. Feel free to contact me. The other one was
We're gonna
looking.
apologize to plumbers.
Hey, if anyone can fix my plumbing and party at the same time, please get a hold of me and send a picture. I'm down for anything. Thought that was interesting. Looking to clean a pipe got clogged. I can help you out.
No. You misread that. It says looking
Oh.
to clean pipe. Got pipe clogged. I can help you out.
There you go. See? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. This one is for Denny G. It's almost golf season. Let me polish your clubs. wood, iron, even a little putters. I can handle them all.
Mhm. Take care of your dirty balls too.
Exactly.
Ball washing free.
That's exactly right. I thought those were particularly funny because it was it's just
Good
amazing.
thing you started now. This is good. This
Let's
is
say we
good.
should have started this like 5 minutes ago.
I started the email so we can get it open. But yeah, I think it's funny that Craigslist people have become inventive on how they can do their personals.
Did they
Yeah.
take down the misconnections page?
No, it's still there. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
Yeah,
Damn, those are
misconnections is if you see someone attractive that you might, oh, that is really, that motive.
You've got mail.
Wow.
So
Are you
Oh my
landing
God,
on an
we got
aircraft carrier?
email.
Right.
We got email, guys.
You got email. Oh my God. But yeah, Mitch, misconnections does still exist, and they are pretty funny. And usually, misconnections is, I drove through the Taco Bell 3 weeks ago, and you smiled at me. I'd like your number. Like, what are the odds of that random Taco Bell? Like, I'm just saying.
So one of the local radio stations here in their morning show will actually read misconnections.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Some of them are hysterical.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. We got some great email. Jared in Alaska wrote, I tried the recipe for braised groundhog on your website. I substituted the groundhog for our squirrels up here called the Arctic ground squirrel. It tastes like a mild rabbit and is good. The recipe was good, Jared says. Interesting.
Nice.
I had to Google Arctic ground squirrel. And Debbie pointed out when I was questioning her about it yesterday, she got, I think, did you get mad at me? It sounded like she got mad at me because I was trying to ask her what an Arctic ground. She's like, it's a squirrel. Just a squirrel. It's just a squirrel. Like, I didn't know if it was like, did it have a cute little coat? Like, what
Right
made
here, right now.
what made it an Arctic squirrel?
Yeah, is it
Right.
white fur or what?
Right. Exactly.
It's probably white. Yeah.
Debbie said it's just a squirrel.
Squirrel. It's just a different type of squirrel that is more able to live in those very extreme temperatures. Very cool.
Just a doll.
Yeah. So in
Just a doll.
It
damn
might
it.
have a thicker coat, but that's it. It's a
Yeah, so
squirrel
we
with
were-
a thicker coat.
we were talking quite a few weeks ago about Groundhog Day, and a listener sent in a recipe for braised groundhog because we were suggesting maybe we could let the groundhogs fight it out and then maybe we could eat the groundhog. And then someone sent in a recipe. So we posted that recipe on our website under the tab on show. And Gerald pulled up the recipe and actually used it, which I think is fantastic. So,
And now you know you can use it for squirrel as well.
and now you can use it for squirrel. And it was originally suggested that it could be used, I think, for possum, or was it? It wasn't rabbit. It was something else. Apparently, you can substitute out
Gator.
the type of ground animal you have. So,
Yeah.
whatever critter you have, you could just substitute that deal out.
Is ground animal a technical term?
I don't know, Timmy. I don't know what happened to your gerbil, but
Just watch out for those musk glands.
right, exactly. We got an unsigned email from someone, Mitch, who wanted to see a photo of your Jolly Jumper. Now, I'm not sure
Oh.
what that means exactly. What?
You know what a Jolly Jumper is?
Well, someone
like-
wants to see your Jolly Jumper.
No, it's the adult swing that that's like much like the baby swing, but it's the adult version.
I'm not sure. No, but you can stop there. It's fine. You don't have to
Yeah,
describe
right.
it more. I think we're fine. Interesting. Tanya wrote us an email, and she said, "Little Bump wanted to make Sam's nickname from an episode previous. Little Bump. I wanted to make sure I had this right. Donuts, weed, and cocaine. What other addictions do you want to tell us about?" So I guess we're going to turn this into
I don't know. I don't really.
Let me give you some music.
I think
Coffee.
maybe coffee. Coffee's a big problem. There could be a lot more, but I don't think I want to share.
Wow.
All right.
There's no problems here.
He shared all the public addictions he's going to talk about right now.
Yeah, he
Don't
doesn't
leave
have
him
another one.
alone.
Right.
Yeah, just keep listening, more will come out.
Yeah,
I-
I'm sure we'll get more skeletons out of those closets.
I
The
think
day that we make the show together and that we're having margaritas together, that'll be the day everything comes out.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. When
What's-
Debbie comes out of the closet, so will all of us. That'd be us, all right.
What's the best, Tanya, about your email is that the donut addiction, the weeds, the cocaine, those are all different shows over a period of time. So
Yeah.
Tanya, I'm glad, Tanya, that you're keeping a list.
But
And
nobody
please-
has said in any of those that I am a user except for the donuts.
It's true. That's true. That's true. Good clarification, Sam. That's good. Good. Yeah. So Tanya, stay on that list and feel free to update us as you go. Because you've got a rolling list, and that's
I'm
fantastic.
loving the bad boy image that I'm getting though.
Yeah. It's pretty good. Jane K wrote us, and Jane would like to know, Mitch, how is the Botox holding up? You want to lean into the camera. By the way, last time you
Oh,
did that, we got
Lord.
quite a few email about that.
Yeah.
So lean into the
When I
camera.
leaned in.
Now turn your head a little bit to the right and left so we can see, the lines. Yeah.
The Botox is holding up really well. All of my body parts are still where they should be. They're not sagging or moving or anything.
Wait a minute. Where else did you get Botox? You got it just in your forehead, I thought.
Okay.
All right.
You can get Botox anywhere.
Is that true?
Yeah, you get under
Yeah.
your arms.
Anywhere
people
you,
use it
anywhere
for
you got a
sweating.
line you don't want.
We talked about that
Headaches.
before. Yeah.
Butt
Okay,
aches.
Really?
Profuse sweaters, profuse
We
sweaters.
talked
you
about
hit
the
sometimes.
sweating. I knew that, but I was saying other places too.
Yeah. Anywhere there's a wrinkle, baby.
I like the fact that nobody's willing to go down that path with Dennis. He keeps dangling it out
I
there.
know.
None
He's
of us
like
are
he's trying to reel us in. We're like,
I'm fine
no.
with that. I'm actually fine with that, but my mind is wandering a little bit. I'll have the animal cracker. It's fine. It's completely fine. I just thought Botox was just a facial thing. I mean, no, we talked about the sweat glands, but that's all I ever thought it was. I
Do it
didn't
for
know.
migraines
Yeah.
also.
Migraines, yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's still kind of the face, though.
I don't know where they give you that shot.
I guess it depends if
Hysterical.
you've got a pain in the butt. You might get it there. I don't know.
No, that's when you call for curbside.
Oh.
Well done.
Uh,
So proud.
Well, thank you all for tuning in, and thank you all for listening. Remember, you can catch us on any podcast platform that we've got. You can find us. Also, YouTube channel. And don't forget, we do have social media channels like Twitter, and we have a Facebook page as well. And we post stuff both places throughout the week as well. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Subscribe to a podcast, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel so you get alerts when we post new stuff. So make sure that you do those things for us as well. Sam has our apology list for us for this week.
We started right out the gate with apologizing to Debbie, babies, because they taste good. Mitch, really?
Not babies, 2-year-olds.
Well, they're down here too. We're gonna go ahead and apologize to 2-year-old. We're gonna apologize to Debbie's fondue pot. We're also gonna apologize to doctors, some children, proctologists. Mitch, that's your
No,
fault.
that was Dennis. That was entirely Dennis who was talking about playing
That is
doctor.
right. That is right.
I'm okay with that being Mitch's.
Mitch's
Oh.
mom. We're gonna apologize to women. That's Dennis. We're gonna
was
apologize
nothing
to
there.
Tony. Yeah, the cold weather.
That could affect anyone.
Right. We're gonna apologize to Google, Nest, Alexa, Siri, because we were kind of hard on them. Mitch made the list, people. Plumbers. We gotta apologize to plumbers,
Yeah.
and we have to apologize to Craigslist users.
It's tough putting down pipe.
Yes. That's all I got.
That's all you got.
No countries.
Wow.
Wow.
Yes.
Way to go, France.
know.
Woohoo!
We're getting better.
Whee!
Now we need to apologize to France.
No, that was a compliment. We're good.
La.
Fantastic. Well, we will all catch you next time. Thank you all for tuning in, and thanks
Bye.
Love you all.
for watching.
Join us again next time for another edition of The Dennis George Show. Thanks for watching.